Have you ever found yourself overwhelmed by emotions, feeling like you're at the mercy of stress, anxiety, or anger? Maybe you've seen others who seem to stay calm and collected, no matter what challenges life throws their way, and wondered, how do they do it? What's their secret? Today, I'm going to share with you 10 proven ways emotionally healthy people regulate their emotions daily. These are practical, simple strategies that anyone can apply, and they'll help you regain control, find balance, and bring a sense of peace to your everyday life. We all face moments when our emotions feel like they're running the show. A difficult conversation with a loved one, pressure at work, or even just the little frustrations that build up throughout the day. But what if I told you that emotional regulation is a skill that you can learn and strengthen, just like building muscles at the gym? Mentally strong people aren't born with perfect control. They practice habits that help them manage their emotions. And today, I'm going to share exactly how they do it. Why emotional regulation is important. When you're able to regulate your emotions, everything changes. You stop reacting impulsively. Stop saying things you don't mean in the heat of the moment. Instead, you respond with clarity, with kindness, and with purpose. It's not just about keeping your cool. It's about protecting your mental well-being, your relationships, and even your physical health. I remember a time when I used to feel completely out of control of my emotions. The smallest things would trigger me, and I'd feel trapped in that cycle of frustration or anxiety for hours. It was exhausting, and I knew I needed to find a way out. That's when I began learning about these strategies that emotionally healthy people use, and let me tell you, implementing these techniques has been a game changer in my life. So, whether you're looking to reduce stress, handle difficult emotions with grace, or simply want to feel more centered and calm, this video is for you. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have 10 practical tools you can start using today to regulate your emotions, just like the emotionally strong people you admire. Now, you might be thinking, how much of a difference can emotional regulation really make? Well, think of it this way. Imagine waking up every day feeling grounded, knowing that no matter what challenges you face, whether it's a tough day at work, an unexpected conflict, or even your own inner doubts, you have the tools to stay calm, collected, and in control. Emotionally healthy people aren't perfect, and they don't have stress-free lives. The key difference is that they've mastered the art of responding rather than reacting. When you regulate your emotions effectively, it's like putting yourself in the driver's seat of your life. You stop feeling like a passenger, tossed around by the ups and downs. Instead, you move through life with confidence, clarity, and a deep sense of inner peace. Imagine being able to face challenges head-on without being overwhelmed. That's the kind of emotional freedom that we're talking about here. Now, you might be thinking, how much of a difference can emotional regulation really make? Well, think of it this way. Imagine waking up every day feeling grounded, knowing that no matter what challenges you face, whether it's a tough day at work, an unexpected conflict, or even your own inner doubts, you have the tools to stay calm, collected, and in control. Emotionally healthy people aren't perfect, and they don't have stress-free lives. The key difference is that they've mastered the art of responding rather than reacting. When you regulate your emotions effectively, it's like putting yourself in the driver's seat of your life. You stop feeling like a passenger, tossed around by the ups and downs. Instead, you move through life with confidence, clarity, and a deep sense of inner peace. Imagine being able to face challenges head-on without being overwhelmed. That's the kind of emotional freedom that we're talking about here. Introducing the 10 strategies. And the best part? Emotional regulation doesn't require hours of meditation or years of therapy. Though those can help, of course. The truth is, emotionally healthy people use small, simple practices every day that make a huge impact over time. These are techniques you can start applying right away, and the results can be profound. Whether it's in your relationships, your work, or just how you feel about yourself, these 10 strategies can help you transform the way you navigate your emotions. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with stress, whether it's from social media, the pressure to succeed, or just trying to keep up with life. It's easy to feel like we're drowning in our emotions, isn't it? But what if I told you that you don't have to live in a constant state of emotional overload? You don't have to be at the mercy of your anger, anxiety, or sadness. You can learn to navigate those emotions with grace, and by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to do just that. I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed by emotions, to feel like no matter how hard you try, you can't quite get a handle on them. But I also know what it's like to come out on the other side, feeling stronger, more resilient, and more in control. And if I can make that shift, I promise you, you can too. So whether you're here because you want to improve your relationships, reduce stress, or simply feel more balanced in your day-to-day life, this video is for you. By the end of it, you'll be equipped with 10 powerful, proven strategies that emotionally healthy people use to stay calm and in control, no matter what comes their way. So let's dive in and discover how you can start mastering your emotions, starting today. Ready to take the first step? Let's start with a powerful tool that can instantly bring calm and clarity to your mind, no matter how chaotic things feel. Imagine this. You're having a stressful day. Maybe work is overwhelming, or a conversation didn't go the way you expected. Your mind is racing, and you can feel that familiar wave of frustration or anxiety starting to build up. In moments like these, most of us tend to react automatically. We snap at someone, make a decision we later regret, or retreat into ourselves. But emotionally healthy people hit pause in these moments. They take a deep breath and check in with themselves. This is where mindfulness comes in. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present, right here, right now, without judgment. It's the ability to notice your emotions, thoughts, and physical sensations without getting swept away by them. It's as if you're observing what's happening in your mind from a distance, rather than being pulled into the storm. And that distance, that moment of awareness, gives you the power to choose your response, rather than reacting on impulse. I remember a time when I used to feel trapped by my emotions. Something small would trigger me, a critical comment or a stressful deadline, and before I even realized what was happening, I'd be overwhelmed, spiraling into frustration or anxiety. It was like my emotions were controlling me. But once I started practicing mindfulness, something changed. I began to notice that I didn't have to respond immediately to every emotion that arose. I could pause, take a breath, and choose how I wanted to react. It was a simple shift, but it completely changed how I handled stressful situations. How you can practice mindfulness daily. So how do emotionally healthy people practice mindfulness every day? It's not about sitting on a meditation cushion for hours. Though meditation can be a great tool, it's about weaving mindfulness into your daily life in simple ways. Here are a few practices you can start today. Mindful breathing. When you feel your emotions starting to rise, pause. Take a deep breath. Inhale slowly, counting to 4, and exhale, counting to 4 again. Focus only on your breath. This simple act can create just enough space for you to become aware of how you're feeling, instead of being carried away by it. Body scan. Another great technique is the body scan. When you're stressed or overwhelmed, take a moment to mentally scan your body from head to toe. Notice where you're holding tension. Is it in your jaw, your shoulders, your stomach? This practice helps you become more in tune with how your body responds to emotions, and once you're aware of that tension, you can release it. Mindful check-ins. Set a reminder on your phone to pause throughout the day and ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? This simple check-in helps you build awareness around your emotional state and prevents emotions from catching you off guard. Here's why mindfulness is so powerful. It helps you step out of autopilot mode. Instead of letting your emotions dictate your actions, you get to choose how you respond. And with time, you'll notice that the more aware you become of your emotions, the less control they'll have over you. It's incredibly empowering. Emotional reassurance. Now, I know this can sound easier said than done, especially when emotions feel overwhelming. But remember, mindfulness isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Every time you catch yourself in a moment of emotional stress and take a mindful breath, you're strengthening your ability to regulate your emotions. Over time, this practice becomes second nature. And trust me, it can make all the difference. Mindfulness is just the beginning. It helps you lay the foundation of self-awareness. But what do emotionally healthy people do when they're in the middle of a stressful moment and need an instant way to calm down? That's where the next tip comes in. deep breathing techniques that can reset your nervous system in just a few seconds. Now that we've explored mindfulness and self-awareness, let's talk about what you can do when you're right in the middle of an emotional storm. Maybe your heart is racing, your mind is spinning, and you can feel stress or anger bubbling up inside. In moments like these, emotionally healthy people turn to a simple yet incredibly powerful tool: deep breathing. You see, when you're stressed or overwhelmed, your body goes into fight or flight mode. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, and your breath becomes shallow and quick. It's your body's natural reaction to danger, even if the danger is just a stressful email or a difficult conversation. But here's the thing: your breath is one of the few things that you can consciously control. And when you slow down your breath, you send a message to your brain that it's okay to relax. It's like hitting the reset button on your nervous system. Think about it. How many times have you been in a stressful situation and someone said, "Just take a deep breath"? It sounds almost too simple, right? But deep breathing is one of the quickest and most effective ways to calm your mind and body. It's what emotionally healthy people do to create space between their emotions and their reactions. And the best part? It's something you can do anywhere, anytime. I used to struggle with moments of intense frustration. Whenever something went wrong, my first reaction was to let my emotions take over. Whether it was snapping at someone or feeling completely overwhelmed. But once I learned how to use deep breathing, everything changed. I remember one specific moment. I was about to have a difficult conversation, and I could feel that tightness in my chest, that rush of anxiety. But instead of letting it control me, I paused, took a slow, deep breath, and immediately felt a shift. My heart rate slowed, and I went into that conversation with clarity and calm. How to practice deep breathing. So how can you use deep breathing in your daily life? There are several techniques that emotionally healthy people rely on, and I want to share two of the most effective ones with you today. The first technique is called 4-7-8 breathing, and it's a powerful way to calm your nervous system in under a minute. Here's how it works. Inhale. Breathe in deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. Exhale. Slowly exhale through your mouth for a count of 8, making a whooshing sound as you do. Repeat. Repeat this cycle at least 3 times. As you do this, you'll notice your heart rate slowing down, your muscles relaxing, and your mind becoming clearer. It's a great way to reset in moments of stress. Another simple technique is called box breathing, and it's just as easy. Inhale. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 4. Exhale. Breathe out through your mouth for a count of 4. Hold your breath again for 4 seconds before starting the cycle over. This method is perfect for calming yourself in high-pressure situations, like before a big meeting or when you're feeling overwhelmed by a conflict. It's quick, discreet, and incredibly effective. The beauty of deep breathing is that it doesn't just help in the moment. It trains your body to respond differently to stress over time. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes, until it's your go-to tool whenever you feel emotions rising. It's like teaching your body to switch from panic mode to peace mode in seconds. Now, if you're thinking, but what if I'm too stressed to even remember to breathe? I get it. It takes practice. But here's the thing. The more you practice deep breathing, the more automatic it becomes. Eventually, you won't even have to think about it. In those moments when emotions feel overwhelming, you'll instinctively slow your breath and calm your mind. It's like building a muscle. And every time you use it, you're getting stronger. You can use these techniques anywhere, sitting in traffic, before giving a presentation, when you're about to have a tough conversation, or even in the middle of an argument. Deep breathing gives you the space to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. It helps you stay grounded no matter what's happening around you. When life feels chaotic or overwhelming, it's easy for emotions to spiral out of control. You may feel like you're just trying to survive the day, running from task to task, and by the time you get a moment to breathe, your mind is racing and your body is exhausted. Sound familiar? The truth is, emotionally healthy people don't wait for life to calm down before they take care of themselves. They create routines that protect their emotional balance. Here's something powerful. Studies have shown that having a consistent routine, whether it's a morning ritual, regular exercise, or healthy sleep habits, can reduce stress and anxiety, improve mood, and even boost resilience in the face of challenges. Healthy habits act as an emotional anchor, helping you stay grounded no matter what's going on in the world around you. These routines aren't just nice-to-haves, they're the foundation of emotional strength. I remember a time when I felt completely overwhelmed by my own life. I was constantly reacting to things, rushing from one task to the next, stressed about work, feeling like I had no control. But something shifted when I decided to start building small, healthy routines. I started with just 10 minutes of stretching in the morning. It didn't seem like much, but it set the tone for my entire day. Soon I added a short walk after lunch, and then I focused on improving my sleep schedule. These small changes built up, and suddenly I felt more in control of my day, my emotions, and my energy levels. So what are the key routines emotionally healthy people build into their daily lives? Let's break them down into 3 powerful areas that can make a real difference in your emotional health. Morning routines for mental clarity. The way you start your morning often sets the tone for the entire day. Emotionally healthy people create morning routines that ground them before the chaos of the day begins. This can be as simple as 10 minutes of quiet time, stretching, or journaling. The goal is to create space for yourself before you dive into the demands of the day. Ask yourself, how can you create a morning ritual that helps you feel calm, clear-headed, and centered? Exercise and movement. Exercise isn't just about physical health, it's essential for emotional regulation. When you move your body, whether it's through a brisk walk, yoga, or a workout, you're not just releasing physical tension. You're also releasing endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that reduce stress and improve mood. Emotionally healthy people make movement a priority because they know it helps them manage stress and stay resilient. Don't worry if you're not into intense workouts. Any kind of movement counts. It could be a walk in nature, dancing around your living room, or even stretching before bed. The key is to find something that feels good and gets your body moving. Sleep. The silent emotional regulator. This one is often overlooked, but it's so important. Getting enough sleep. Emotionally healthy people make sleep a priority because they know that when they're well rested, they can handle stress more effectively. On the flip side, when you're sleep deprived, everything feels harder. You're more reactive, more irritable, and it's harder to think clearly. If you're struggling with sleep, try creating a calming bedtime routine. Turn off screens an hour before bed, dim the lights, and do something relaxing, like reading or listening to calming music. Even small improvements in your sleep quality can have a big impact on your emotional balance. These routines may seem small, but they are incredibly powerful. They create a sense of structure, predictability, and stability, which helps to keep your emotions in check. When you establish healthy habits, you're not just surviving the day, you're setting yourself up for emotional success. And the best part? Once these routines become part of your daily life, you'll notice that handling stress and emotional challenges becomes much easier, almost automatic. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start small. Choose one routine that feels manageable and build from there. Maybe it's taking 10 minutes in the morning for yourself, or adding a short walk after work. The key is consistency. These small, intentional habits create a ripple effect that supports your emotional health in every area of your life. We've all been there. Something goes wrong. Maybe it's an unexpected setback at work, a conflict in a relationship, or just a day where everything seems to fall apart. In moments like these, it's easy to get stuck in negative thinking, right? You start feeling like, why is this happening to me? Or, I can't believe this is happening again. Emotionally healthy people have trained themselves to recognize these thoughts and reframe them. They shift their focus from, why is this happening to me? To what can I learn from this? It's not about denying the hardship. It's about finding a more empowering way to interpret the situation. Here's why cognitive reframing is so powerful. Your thoughts create your emotional reality. When you interpret a situation as unfair or hopeless, you feel stressed, angry, or defeated. But when you choose to see the same situation as a challenge, an opportunity for growth, or something temporary, your emotions shift. You become more solution-focused, more resilient, and less overwhelmed. Emotionally healthy people use this technique to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and strength. I used to struggle a lot with negative thinking, especially when things didn't go according to plan. I remember one time when a big project I was working on fell through. I was devastated. I felt like all my hard work had been for nothing. I kept thinking, why does this always happen to me? But then, someone close to me reminded me of the power of reframing. Instead of focusing on the failure, I started asking myself, what did I learn from this? How can I use this experience to do better next time? And you know what? That simple shift in mindset changed everything. Instead of feeling defeated, I felt motivated to try again, this time with more wisdom and insight. So how can you start practicing cognitive reframing in your own life? Here's a step-by-step approach that emotionally healthy people use when they're faced with challenges. Recognize your negative thoughts. The first step is simply to notice when you're caught in negative thinking. Pay attention to the thoughts running through your mind when something goes wrong. Are you saying things like, I'm not good enough, or this is unfair? Becoming aware of these thoughts is crucial because you can't change what you don't notice. Challenge the thought. Once you've recognized a negative thought, ask yourself, is this thought really true? Am I being fair to myself, or am I jumping to conclusions? For example, if you're thinking, I'll never succeed, challenge it by asking, is it true that I'll never succeed? Or is this just a temporary setback? Asking these questions helps you break free from rigid, limiting thinking. Reframe it now comes the powerful part. Instead of focusing on the negative, look for a more empowering perspective. Let's say you didn't get the job you wanted. Instead of thinking, I failed, you could reframe it as, this wasn't the right opportunity for me, but I can use this experience to grow and prepare for the next one. This shift in perspective takes you from feeling like a victim to feeling like you're in control of your life. Emotionally healthy people focus on growth even in difficult situations. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this? Or, how can this experience make me stronger? By focusing on what you can gain from the challenge, you turn setbacks into stepping stones. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding the value in imperfection. Cognitive reframing isn't about ignoring the reality of tough situations. It's about choosing how you respond to them. When you reframe your thoughts, you're not denying the challenge. You're simply refusing to let it control you. You're choosing to see yourself as resilient, capable, and adaptable. And that shift in mindset changes how you feel and how you act. It gives you the emotional strength to move forward no matter what. Reassurance and empowerment. You don't have to be perfect at this right away. Cognitive reframing is a skill that takes practice. But every time you catch yourself in a negative thought and make the choice to reframe it, you're building emotional resilience. You're teaching your mind that you have the power to choose your response, no matter what life throws at you. And that's incredibly empowering. Next time you face a challenge, whether it's a disagreement with a friend, a missed opportunity, or just a tough day, try this. Pause, notice the negative thought, challenge it, and then reframe it. Instead of feeling stuck, you'll feel empowered to find a new way forward. And with time, this practice will become second nature, helping you handle stress and setbacks with calm and confidence. Tip 5. Staying connected to values and purpose. We all face moments of stress, uncertainty, and doubt. In those moments, it's easy to feel lost, like you're just reacting to life rather than living it with intention. But here's the secret emotionally healthy people have figured out. When you stay connected to your values and purpose, you create a guiding light that helps you through even the darkest times. Your values and purpose act like a North Star, reminding you of why you do what you do and what truly matters, no matter what obstacles you face. What it means to live with purpose. Living with purpose doesn't mean you have to have your entire life figured out. It's not about knowing every step of the journey. It's about knowing what drives you at your core. For some people, it's being there for their family. For others, it's making a difference in their community. And for others, it's about living in alignment with their faith, beliefs, or values. Whatever it is for you, emotionally healthy people stay connected to this sense of purpose, and it helps them stay grounded when life gets tough. I remember a time when I felt completely overwhelmed by work. There were so many deadlines, so much pressure, and I was starting to lose sight of why I was even doing it all. I felt disconnected and stressed, like I was just going through the motions. Then one day, I took a step back and asked myself, why did I start this in the first place? What's my deeper reason for doing this work? For me, it was about helping others, creating something meaningful that could impact people's lives. Once I reconnected with that purpose, it shifted everything. The stress didn't disappear, but it became more manageable because I was reminded of why I was doing it. That deeper purpose gave me strength and focus even in the toughest moments. So how do emotionally healthy people stay connected to their values and purpose? Let's break it down into simple, actionable steps that you can start using in your life today. The first step is getting clear on what your core values are. These are the principles that guide your decisions and actions, the things that matter most to you. Is it integrity, compassion, growth, family? Take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you and write it down. Knowing your core values helps you stay aligned with them, even when life feels chaotic. Next, reflect on your bigger purpose. What gives your life meaning? What motivates you to get up in the morning? This doesn't have to be something grand. It could be as simple as wanting to be the best parent you can be, or making a positive impact in your workplace or community. Take some time to think about what drives you, and remind yourself of this purpose regularly, especially when times are tough. When emotionally healthy people face tough decisions or challenges, they lean on their values to guide them. Ask yourself, does this choice align with my core values? Or is this decision bringing me closer to my purpose? This helps you make decisions that feel right, even when the path isn't easy. It keeps you grounded in what truly matters, rather than getting caught up in short-term stress or pressure. Staying connected to your values and purpose doesn't make challenges disappear, but it changes how you face them. Instead of feeling lost or overwhelmed, you feel grounded and focused, knowing that every step you take is aligned with your deeper mission in life. And that's what gives emotionally healthy people the resilience to keep going, even when things get tough. It's okay if you're not always sure what your purpose is. That's something we all have to keep exploring throughout life. But even taking small steps to reflect on what matters to you can make a big difference. Start by identifying one or two core values that resonate with you, and ask yourself how you can bring them more fully into your daily life. Over time, this connection to your values will strengthen, giving you the inner stability and clarity to navigate whatever life throws your way. Next time you're feeling overwhelmed or unsure, take a moment to pause and reconnect with your values. Ask yourself, what's my purpose here? How can I act in alignment with my values? Even a brief reflection like this can bring a sense of calm and clarity, helping you move forward with intention rather than getting caught in the chaos of the moment. Life can be challenging, and we all encounter moments of stress, loss, and uncertainty. During these times, it's easy to feel isolated, like you're the only one facing these struggles. But emotionally healthy people recognize that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. They know that reaching out to others and sharing their experiences creates connections that can lift them up and help them heal. Support networks provide a sense of belonging and remind us that we're never truly alone. Research shows that strong social connections can significantly improve emotional well-being. When you feel supported by others, it can reduce stress, boost happiness, and even enhance physical health. Think about it. When you're facing a tough situation, having someone who understands and listens can make all the difference. They can provide perspective, encouragement, and even practical help when you need it most. In short, having a support network is a key ingredient in the recipe for emotional resilience. Imagine a time when someone felt overwhelmed by life's challenges. Perhaps they lost a job unexpectedly or faced a significant personal setback. In those moments, it's easy to retreat inward and think, I need to handle this on my own. But when this person decided to reach out to a close friend, they were met with compassion and understanding. As they shared their feelings, they realized they weren't alone in their struggles. Their friend offered encouragement and even shared a similar experience, showing that vulnerability can create deep connections and foster understanding. This simple act of reaching out turned a lonely moment into an opportunity for support and healing. So how do emotionally healthy people build and maintain their support networks? Here are some practical steps you can take to nurture your relationships and create a strong support system. Identify your circle. Start by identifying the people in your life who make you feel safe, understood, and valued. This could be friends, family, coworkers, or even mentors. Think about who you can turn to when you need support or encouragement. These are the people you want to cultivate relationships with, as they can help you navigate life's ups and downs. One of the most important aspects of building a strong support network is being open and vulnerable with those you trust. Share your thoughts, feelings, and struggles. When you open up, you invite others to do the same, creating a space for authentic connection. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. Vulnerability fosters trust, deepens relationships, and allows others to feel comfortable sharing their own challenges. In our busy lives, it's easy to let relationships take a back seat. But emotionally healthy people prioritize connection. Schedule regular catch-ups with friends, whether it's a coffee date, a phone call, or even a video chat. Make it a point to reach out, check in, and genuinely ask how others are doing. These small efforts can strengthen your bonds and remind you that you have a support system in place. Building a support network is not just about having people around you. It's about cultivating relationships that uplift you. When you surround yourself with positive, supportive individuals, you create a safe space to share your experiences, fears, and dreams. This kind of emotional connection can be a game changer, especially during tough times. Remember, it's not about the number of friends you have. It's about the quality of those relationships. You might feel hesitant to reach out or worry that others don't want to hear about your struggles. But remember, we all go through difficult times. Your friends and loved ones likely want to support you, just as you would for them. Take that step to open up and nurture those connections. You'll likely find that sharing your journey not only helps you, but also strengthens your bonds with others. Next time you're feeling overwhelmed or alone, consider reaching out to someone you trust. Share what you're going through, ask for their perspective, or just let them know you could use some support. This simple action can remind you that you're not alone and that you have a network of people who care about you. By nurturing these relationships, you're building a foundation of support that will serve you well through life's challenges. In our fast-paced, achievement-oriented society, it's easy to fall into the trap of self-criticism. When we make mistakes or face setbacks, many of us are quick to judge ourselves harshly, thinking, I should have done better, or I'm not good enough. But here's the truth. We all struggle, we all fail, and we all experience difficult emotions. Emotionally healthy people have learned that treating themselves with compassion during these moments is essential for growth and healing. Self-compassion means recognizing that it's okay to be imperfect and that you deserve kindness, especially when you're struggling. Research shows that self-compassion leads to greater emotional resilience. When you practice self-compassion, you reduce anxiety and stress, boost your motivation to improve, and enhance your overall well-being. Instead of wallowing in negative self-talk, self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your feelings and treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. It creates a safe emotional space where you can heal and grow. Imagine a time when someone faced a significant setback. Perhaps they didn't get a promotion they worked hard for, or they experienced a difficult breakup. Initially, they might have felt crushed and began spiraling into a cycle of self-doubt and harsh criticism. Thoughts like, I'm such a failure, or I'll never find happiness again, might have flooded their mind. But then they decided to pause and ask themselves, what would I say to a friend in this situation? Instead of harsh judgments, they offered themselves words of encouragement and understanding. It's okay to feel sad. This doesn't define your worth. You're allowed to take the time to heal and grow. This shift in perspective allowed them to embrace their emotions without judgment and find a path toward healing. So how can you start practicing self-compassion in your own life? Here are some simple, yet powerful steps to help you cultivate this essential skill. First step is to acknowledge what you're feeling. Instead of pushing your emotions aside or pretending they don't exist, allow yourself to sit with them. It's okay to feel sad, frustrated, or angry. Recognize that these emotions are valid and part of being human. Allowing yourself to feel can be the first step toward healing. Once you've acknowledged your feelings, practice speaking to yourself with kindness. Challenge negative self-talk by replacing it with supportive affirmations. For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I messed up again," try reframing it to, "I'm learning and growing from this experience. Everyone makes mistakes." This shift can help foster a more nurturing inner dialogue. Consider how you would support a friend who is struggling. You would likely offer understanding, comfort, and encouragement. Practice extending that same compassion to yourself. When you're feeling down, remind yourself that you deserve the same kindness you would give to someone you care about. Why this matters. Practicing self-compassion doesn't mean you're excusing mistakes or avoiding growth. It means you're creating a compassionate space for learning and healing. When you treat yourself with kindness, you build a stronger emotional foundation, enabling you to face challenges with resilience and grace. You'll find that self-compassion fosters a sense of safety within yourself, allowing you to embrace both your strengths and your vulnerabilities. It's essential to remember that self-compassion is a skill that takes practice. You might find it challenging at first, especially if you're used to self-criticism, but be patient with yourself. The more you practice self-compassion, the more natural it will become. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Everyone struggles at times, and being kind to yourself is a vital part of the healing process. Next time you face a setback or feel overwhelmed by negative emotions, take a moment to pause and acknowledge what you're feeling. Allow yourself to be human. Then, practice speaking kindly to yourself. Ask, "What would I say to a friend in this situation?" and offer yourself that same compassion. This simple act can transform how you navigate challenges and help you emerge stronger and more resilient. In a world that often demands more of us than we can give, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and stretched thin. We might find ourselves saying yes to everything, feeling obligated to please others, or struggling to prioritize our own needs. But here's the truth. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It's essential. Boundaries define what is acceptable and what is not, allowing us to honor our own needs while also respecting others. Emotionally healthy individuals understand that boundaries create a safe space where they can thrive, free from excessive stress or emotional drain. Research shows that having clear boundaries can significantly reduce stress and anxiety. When we communicate our limits, we foster healthier relationships built on mutual respect. Boundaries help us maintain our energy and focus on what truly matters, allowing us to engage more fully in our lives and relationships. Imagine how liberating it feels to say no without guilt, or to express your needs confidently, knowing you're advocating for your own well-being. Picture someone who always felt overwhelmed by their commitments. They constantly took on extra work at the office, volunteered for every event, and often put friends' needs above their own. Initially, they believed that saying yes would make them liked and appreciated. However, over time, they felt exhausted and resentful, realizing they were losing touch with their own needs and priorities. One day, they decided to assess their commitments and noticed a pattern. After reflecting on their feelings, they recognized that setting boundaries was essential for their emotional health. By communicating their limits, politely declining additional responsibilities, and making time for self-care, they began to reclaim their energy and peace. It wasn't easy at first, but gradually they found that their relationships improved as others respected their boundaries. So how can you begin to set healthy boundaries in your life? Here are some practical steps to help you establish and maintain those vital limits. Identify your needs. Start by identifying your own needs and limits. Reflect on situations where you feel drained or overwhelmed. What activities, interactions, or commitments take a toll on your emotional well-being? Understanding your limits is the first step toward communicating them effectively. Once you've identified your boundaries, communicate them clearly and assertively. Whether it's saying no to additional work, asking for personal time, or expressing your needs in a relationship, being direct and honest is key. Use I statements to express how you feel, such as, I need some time to recharge, or I can't take on more right now. This helps others understand your perspective without feeling attacked. Be consistent. Consistency is crucial when it comes to maintaining boundaries. Once you've set them, stick to them. It's easy to slip back into old patterns, especially if others push against your limits. Remind yourself that it's okay to reinforce your boundaries as needed. Over time, others will learn to respect and honor your limits. Establishing and maintaining healthy boundaries can feel daunting, especially if you're used to prioritizing others over yourself. However, remember that boundaries are not walls. They are protective barriers that allow for healthy interactions. By setting limits, you create space for mutual respect and understanding in your relationships, fostering deeper connections that are based on authenticity rather than obligation. It's natural to feel guilty or anxious about setting boundaries, particularly if you fear disappointing others. But remind yourself that everyone has needs, and prioritizing yours is a sign of self-respect, not selfishness. You deserve to have your emotional and physical space respected, just as others do. By setting boundaries, you're not only advocating for yourself, but you're also modeling healthy behavior for those around you. Next time you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or stretched too thin, take a moment to pause and assess the situation. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? What are my limits? Then, practice communicating your boundaries clearly. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your well-being and create space for self-care. By doing so, you'll likely find that your relationships become more balanced and fulfilling. Emotionally healthy people understand that taking the time to acknowledge and appreciate the good in their lives can significantly enhance their overall well-being. Let's dive into how cultivating gratitude can shift your perspective and elevate your emotional health. In our fast-paced lives, it's easy to get caught up in what's going wrong or what we lack. We often focus on our problems, challenges, or disappointments, which can lead to feelings of stress, anxiety, or dissatisfaction. But emotionally healthy individuals recognize the power of gratitude to shift this narrative. Practicing gratitude means consciously acknowledging the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small they may seem. It's about training your mind to notice the good and to find joy in the present moment, even amidst challenges. Research shows that cultivating gratitude can lead to improved mental health, increased happiness, and even better physical health. Gratitude helps us develop a more positive outlook, reduce stress, and foster resilience. When we practice gratitude, we create a buffer against negativity, allowing us to appreciate the present rather than dwell on what we wish was different. This simple yet powerful practice has the potential to transform our perspective and enhance our overall well-being. Imagine someone going through a tough period. Perhaps they're facing financial difficulties or navigating a challenging relationship. It's easy for them to feel consumed by their struggles and lose sight of the positives in their life. However, one day, they decide to try a gratitude practice. They start keeping a journal, writing down 3 things they're grateful for each day. At first, it feels challenging, but gradually, they begin to notice small blessings. A warm cup of coffee in the morning, a friendly conversation with a neighbor, or the beauty of a sunset. Over time, this simple practice helps shift their focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in their life. They start to feel a sense of peace and contentment, realizing that even during tough times, there are still moments of joy and beauty to appreciate. One of the most effective ways to cultivate gratitude is by starting a gratitude journal. Set aside a few minutes each day to write down 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. They can be big or small. Anything that brings you joy or appreciation. This practice helps you focus on the positives and reinforces the habit of noticing the good in your life. Practice mindfulness. Incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine. Take a moment to pause and reflect on the present. Focus on your senses. What do you see, hear, smell, and feel? By grounding yourself in the present moment, you can cultivate appreciation for your surroundings and the experiences you have each day. Share your gratitude. Don't keep your gratitude to yourself. Share it with others. Reach out to friends or family members and express your appreciation for them. Let them know how they've impacted your life positively. This not only strengthens your connections, but also reinforces your own feelings of gratitude. Cultivating gratitude is not just about feeling good. It's about creating a shift in your mindset. When you focus on gratitude, you're training your brain to seek out the positives, even during challenging times. This practice can be a powerful tool for building resilience, as it allows you to maintain a sense of hope and appreciation in your life. Remember, it's normal to have days when gratitude feels elusive, especially during tough times. Be gentle with yourself and recognize that gratitude is a practice that takes time. Even on challenging days, find one small thing you can appreciate. It could be as simple as a warm shower or a kind word from a stranger. Over time, these small moments can add up to a profound shift in your perspective. Next time you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed, take a moment to pause and reflect on what you're grateful for. Write it down, share it with someone, or simply take a deep breath and savor that feeling of appreciation. By incorporating gratitude into your daily routine, you'll cultivate a sense of joy and fulfillment that can uplift your emotional health. Now that we've explored the transformative practice of gratitude, let's move on to our final tip: how emotionally healthy people embrace lifelong learning. Continuously seeking knowledge and growth can enhance emotional resilience and enrich our lives in countless ways. In a rapidly changing world, it can be easy to feel stagnant or overwhelmed by new challenges. Many of us may find ourselves saying, "I can't keep up with everything," or "I've already learned enough." However, emotionally healthy individuals recognize that learning doesn't stop after formal education. Embracing lifelong learning means remaining curious, open to new experiences, and willing to adapt. It's about recognizing that every experience, whether positive or negative, offers valuable lessons that can shape our lives. Why lifelong learning matters. Research shows that engaging in lifelong learning can lead to greater emotional well-being, increased confidence, and even improved cognitive functioning. When we commit to learning, we open ourselves up to new perspectives and experiences that can enhance our understanding of the world and ourselves. This continuous quest for knowledge helps us build resilience, equipping us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and adaptability. Imagine someone who has always worked in a stable job but felt unfulfilled and stuck in their routine. They would often say, "I wish I could do something more meaningful," but fear held them back. One day, they decided to take a leap of faith and enroll in an online course about a topic they were passionate about. Maybe it was photography, creative writing, or a new language. As they engaged with the material and connected with others in the course, they rediscovered their love for learning. They found inspiration and motivation they hadn't felt in years. This experience ignited a fire within them, prompting them to pursue new opportunities and step outside their comfort zone. By embracing lifelong learning, they not only enriched their knowledge, but also transformed their outlook on life. How to embrace lifelong learning. So how can you start embracing lifelong learning in your own life? Here are some practical steps to help you cultivate a mindset of curiosity and growth. Set learning goals. Begin by setting personal learning goals. What skills or knowledge areas do you want to explore? Whether it's taking up a new hobby, reading a certain number of books each month, or enrolling in a course, having specific goals can motivate you to pursue learning opportunities actively. Seek new experiences. Step outside your comfort zone and seek out new experiences. This could be trying a new activity, volunteering for a cause you care about, or attending workshops and seminars. Engaging in diverse experiences can broaden your perspective and expose you to new ideas and viewpoints. Cultivate a growth mindset. Adopt a growth mindset by embracing challenges and viewing failures as opportunities for learning. When you encounter obstacles, remind yourself that setbacks are a natural part of the learning process. Approach new situations with curiosity, asking, "What can I learn from this?" This mindset shift can empower you to tackle challenges with resilience. Embracing lifelong learning not only enhances your knowledge, but also fosters a sense of purpose and fulfillment in life. When you actively seek to learn and grow, you create opportunities for self-discovery and personal development. This commitment to growth cultivates resilience, helping you adapt to change and face challenges with confidence. It's important to remember that lifelong learning is a journey, not a destination. You don't have to become an expert overnight. Be patient with yourself and celebrate the small steps you take toward learning and growth. Embrace the excitement of discovery and the joy of expanding your horizons. You have the power to shape your journey and create a life filled with continuous learning. Next time you find yourself feeling stagnant or uninspired, take a moment to reflect on what you want to learn or explore. Perhaps you could pick up a new book, sign up for a class, or even watch a documentary about a topic that intrigues you. Embrace the opportunity to learn something new and allow it to ignite your passion for life. As we wrap up this journey through the 10 proven ways emotionally healthy people regulate their emotions daily, let's take a moment to recap. We've explored the significance of knowing your values, practicing mindfulness, engaging in physical activity, expressing emotions constructively, and so much more. Each of these practices plays a vital role in enhancing emotional resilience and fostering well-being. By incorporating these strategies into your daily life, you can cultivate a healthier, more balanced emotional state. Remember, emotional health is a lifelong journey, and it's okay to take small steps toward improvement. Each practice you embrace contributes to your overall well-being and empowers you to navigate life's challenges with greater ease. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. Let's continue to learn and grow together. If you found value in today's video, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What resonated with you? Are there specific tips you're excited to try? Let's continue this conversation and support one another on our journeys to emotional health. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and share with anyone who might benefit from these insights. Together, we can create a community of support, growth, and emotional well-being. Remember, every step you take toward emotional health is a step toward a more fulfilling life. Embrace your journey, celebrate your progress, and let your light shine.